All right, so good to get a win. Don't have much on the injury front. Haven't talked to the trainers yet. So good to get a win. Proud of the team, all of them.
When you look at Jaxson Dart, it's kind of a two-part question. Can you take us what you saw from him in that first drive of the game and then his overall game and leading you guys to that first win?
Yeah, I mean, that's his job as a quarterback, make good decisions. Convert, make the right choice. You know, it wasn't perfect. Didn't expect it to be in his first game, but a tough opponent, you know. 3-0 team with a pretty good defense. Thought he made good decisions. Thought we ran the ball well. Thought we controlled the game for the most part. Had some turnovers on defense, but I think the young man played well within himself. Made a huge play when he needed to Theo on that third down play. So happy we got him.
For you guys to turn to the rookie, for you to make that decision to go to Jaxson.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It took a lot for you guys to make the decision to go to Jaxson this early in the year, and for you to respond though with a victory, like you said, against this team. What does it mean, and do you feel any vindication at all for the move to him?
No, I mean we're trying to go 1-0. You know, we closed it out this game. You know, missed the closing out a couple weeks ago, so there was some improvement in that area. You know, I thought the running backs ran hard. We only had 2 of them up. They both ran hard. Motor and Scat line played pretty well. But again, defensively, I thought we created some pressure on Herbert. They hit us on a couple explosives there in the second, and you know, the long run. Look, it's good to get a win. I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for our coaches. They put a lot of time and effort and energy into us. Jaxson has. You know, all quarterbacks do, but, you know, for a young player to come out here in his first game against a 3-0 team with Herbert as quarterback and the defense, you know, the way they were playing, I think it says a lot about our guys. I think it says a lot about 6.
How does it feel for you to get this win?
Yeah, I'm happy.
You guys needed this one.
I'm happy to get a win. That's the goal, but I'm more happy for the assistant coaches, the players. You know, we put a lot of effort into this. Haven't got the results we want. We're close, you know, one game, not close in other games. But credit goes to, you know, the guys that are staying there late at night and the players that are busting their cans. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of all the guys that contributed, which is not just the guys that were out there. It's the practice squad guys. It's but give a lot of credit to our guys and try to build off of this next week. I know 6 probably going to be sore. I mean, he gutted it out. Son's a tough son of a, you know what? He's tough. But I knew that.
Coach, congratulations on the win. You talk a lot about the red zone offense. You had a couple of chances again today that weren't.
Yeah, what did we end up? 2 for 4, or what was it?
Yeah.
2 for 5.
What was it? 2 for 5. Not good enough. I mean, we were trying to run it in. You know, I thought we had a chance on the corner there with Scat. Guy made a nice play. You know, work in progress. We've been working our tails off on it. Wanted to try to, you know, run the ball in this week. So we'll keep working on it. That'll go a long way. We're getting down there. Got to continue to improve in that area.
When Malik went down, you know, everyone goes around him. To see him carted off, I'm sure was a very difficult thing for everybody.
Yeah, anytime anybody gets injured, it is.
You know, a guy like him, obviously such an important player. When do you think your team needed to show you something or show themselves something after that? That can be a jarring thing in a close game like that.
No, I mean, they're grown men that compete their tails off in a professional football game. Injuries happen. Certainly not happy about it, whether it's Malik or anybody else. But unfortunately, this is a business of injury. And I feel terrible for Malik's injury. We'll see where it's at. You know, he's an important piece of our team, but the guys that play behind him, you know, just like last year when Slay went in, Seattle, and the week after that, whatever it may be, everybody gets paid to do a job, and it's the next man up.
How big was you mentioned the completion of Theo and how big of a moment that was.
Yeah.
Was there any hesitation at all to
call a pass?
To call a pass in that spot, and why?
No. You know, it's interesting with that play. It was a little bunch play. We've worked it one way for, you know, I don't know, 10 years since we've been running a play. And, you know, Dart sees me in the locker room right before I come out here. He's like, on that play we ran, Theo and I talked about that, what it was yesterday, the day before, and that if we get this look, I want you to sit. We normally don't really sit on it. So that's a credit to two young players playing the game and having confidence in a critical time to do what they talked about, whether studying film. And look, I got a lot of confidence in our rookie quarterback. But he's a rookie quarterback, so there's going to be mistakes that be made. We know that. There'll be more next week. There was some this week. It's not going to be perfect. I've went through this before, 7 years ago, whatever it may be. But the way he extended plays, that penalty on John, I think what they call on John Michael, 7-yard run or whatever it was. Who was it on, Dan? Okay. That was a big one because that was a huge play. But, the run in the end zone, kid's a competitor. It's not going to be perfect. I'm sure he'll be the first one to tell you there's a lot that he can do better. We got to continue to help him do it better. But I like his traits, I like his toughness. I'm glad we got him.
Briefly touch on the defense.
You mentioned.
I'm sorry. I'll get you in a minute.
Dave's, you mentioned it. What a tough son of a thought.
Yeah.
There's no question he is. But he took a lot of shots. He took a lot of shots today. And how do you kind of balance that competitiveness?
I trust him. I think there's different shots you take. We watch them every week. There's going to be shots when you run through. That play that they jumped offsides or were offsides, was it 4th down or whatever it was? The crowd was going crazy. He hit it for 2 yards. There's different shots. You don't want to take you want to try to minimize them. But part of what I love about him is what he did in college. He's tough. He's a competitor. So I'm glad he's our young quarterback.
You briefly touched.
And there's going to be a lot of growing pains, I'm just telling you. But his job is to go out there and do what we need to do to win as a quarterback, whether it's run it a bunch, make a big 3rd down play. Again, there's a lot of things to improve on, though, from him, and he'll be the first to tell you. So, but let's give credit to the other guys around him, how the backs ran, the receivers blocked. We ran the ball more. I don't know, what did we run for? I don't have it. We run for what? Dan, you know? No, you don't know? Okay. 161. Okay, so I'll take that. Stuff to improve in the red zone, stuff to improve in the passing game, and credit to the defense for closing it out, getting 2 big turnovers. Dexter rumbling down there. I thought Jude did a good job. But again, it's one game. Our goal is to win that one game 1 week. I'm happy we did. Certainly a lot of things to clean up. We were close in other games, not close in other ones, but the goal is just to continue to improve, and I'm happy for the players and the coaches.
Dave, so what about your pass rush today? What about the way they got after Herbert? Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I expect from them. There's a lot of good players up there, and I told them that the night before. I think that the biggest thing in this game is going to be how our guys play, and I'll give. I saw Burns after, and I saw him during the game. He is spent. I'm not saying it's the flu game, but that young man is spent. He looks the part right now.
You mentioned Dex's interception and return. How much were you hoping he was going to take it all the way?
What do you think? Yeah, I was hoping. I don't even think, what did we get, a field goal out of that? So.
You mentioned Jackson's toughness. Was there any conversation with the hamstring? It looked like he was limping pretty good at the end of the first half.
He ain't going to come out.
Did you guys have to always talk about it, though, or limit anything with him, or no? It was just...
We didn't run him much. We ran him on scrambles. So we stayed away from that in terms of, I would say for the most part, because there was stuff that we did a few things at the end there that we thought we needed to do, get an extra blocker. I'm sure he'll be sore tomorrow. But, I don't know, we got the holding penalty, but for that guy to go however far it was, I think that just shows his grit. But I'm not surprised.
They showed it on TV afterwards. You were pretty pumped up. You went up to him after the game. What was your message to him at that moment?
When it was what?
Well, after the game, you went out, they showed it on TV. You went up to him, whispered it in his ear, slapped him on the chest. What was your message to him in that moment?
I probably said great effing win, something like that.
Dave,
Yeah.
two more. Dave, you mentioned.
What I what? Go ahead, Pat. What you need?
What did you guys figure out defensively today? Was it just your pass rush winning on them so frequently? And Abdul specifically seemed like he was just terrorizing Herbert all day.
Well, what do you mean? What did we figure out? What does that mean?
Seemed like you had answers to what they were bringing you in the passing game all day.
And are you, like, comparison to what? Just like how we played defensively today? Is that what you're asking? How we played defensively today, or are you saying comparison?
What do you mean?
That's what I'm asking you.
Why did your defense play well today?
They played hard. I thought they did their job. Again, it wasn't perfect. We gave up a big one at the end of the half. We gave a big one backed up. But I thought, it starts up front, controlling the line of scrimmage, getting pressure on the quarterback. Again, they had a couple big runs that hurt us. We got to get that fixed because that'll get you. And I would say at the end of the half, that 4th and 2, saying earmuffs, stay off sides, and we just got to do a better job of that. And some of our young guys, and keep on working with them. Thought the defensive coaches did a good job. I thought the players played hard. They made some plays in terms of the back end of breaking up plays, and they got after the quarterback a little bit, which always helps. Does that answer? You good? Okay.
How big was Burns' interception? Excuse me. How big was Burns' quarterback hit and Phillips's interception?
At the end of the game? Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, huge. The guys played tough. All the guys, not just, the defense, special teams, offense. Coaches did a good job. One game, we try to win. We try to win every week, and we fell short a number of weeks. And it really doesn't matter what you do next week. You got to get ready to play, compete, make plays during the game, play good situational football. There's really not many secret recipes to winning in this league. It's hard. You got to do a good job all the way around.
How big was the game on the ground from Cam today? 79 to kind of compliment Jaxson in his first start.
In the threes, I think.
Yeah. Well, I just say, look, the run game was important. Control the game, and we can do better at it too. Again, that's a tough defense. They were 3-0 for a reason. They were one of the better teams in the red zone for a reason. They showed that. We knew it would be a challenge, just like next week will be a challenge, and the week after that. But I credit our guys. They played their tails off. They played together. But it'll be over in a few hours, and we'll get ready to play next week.